So thank you, Alain, once again. Thank you for the excellent and stimulating talk. And Anthony, thank you for telling us about the situation in South Africa. My presentation tonight dovetails quite well with this topic. Our network has pushed, challenged, and enriched the field of sexual medicine within and beyond Europe over the past several years. I would like to take you through a short retrospective of the work we have achieved together as a network so far, and I will then take a look at the continuation of our wonderful network. But let us first start off with a moment of silence in memory of Ellen Laan from the Netherlands and Bente Train from Norway. Ellen Laan was head of the Department of Sexology and Psychosomatic Gynecology at the Amsterdam University Medical Center, and she was not only a clinical sexologist and healthcare psychologist, but also a passionate feminist. She earned her worldwide reputation, especially for her groundbreaking research in female sexuality. She was committed to bringing female pleasure to the forefront of the discussion and closing the orgasm gap. She tirelessly promoted the idea that sex should be about equality and pleasure, and that women can and should have fun in bed. And let us also remember our colleague Bente Train, professor of health psychology at the Department of Psychology, University of Oslo, Norway. She dedicated herself to a wide field of work. Her research in the field of health psychology investigated sexual behavior and sexual dysfunction, sexology, alcohol consumption, dental health behavior, health promotion and education, and effects of horse activities in equine therapy. These women were two of our highly valued members of the ESMM. They have passed away recently and are deeply missed by many members of our community. And I ask you now to join me in standing for a moment of silence in memory of Ellen Laan and Bente Train. The memory of these two women whom we have lost leads us directly to our central topic, that which is universally human: joy, sorrow, love, grief, sexuality, pregnancy, birth, life, and death. We create our life circle in the space between becoming and fading away, and it is here that we have all found our home as sexologists, as sex therapists, as sexual medical practitioners. As such, our field of activity always touches and influences the whole being of our fellow humans with whom we come into contact professionally. And let us not forget that we then also become participants in all those hopelessly romantic and deeply tragic longings which can only be fully expressed through art. Joni Mitchell, you remember her, captures this intensity in A Case of You. Remember that time you told me, you said, love is touching souls. Surely you touched mine. Because part of you pours out of me in these lines from time to time. You are in my blood like holy wine. Or Adela, reminding us of the desperation that so often accompanies love. I could make you happy, make your dreams come true. Nothing that I wouldn't do, go to the ends of earth for you to make you feel my love. What an expansive field of work this opens up for us. Hopes, dreams, longing, fulfillment. In our work and research, all of us here deal with these existential human topics. We clear pathways for the lonely and the sick, for the injured and the abused, for the outcasts and for the seekers. We attempt to protect our youth so that their hopes and dreams are not betrayed. We hold space for the full human experience. We see people as full sexual beings, young and old, able-bodied and disabled from all kinds of backgrounds. We understand that sexual problems are not luxury problems. They affect us all in myriad ways. retrospective. My entire life, I had a vision for a better world, for our society, and for every individual. I'm committed to this vision, and it has always led me forward. And this vision has driven me to this day and continues to drive me and compel me. As I initiated and established an Austrian medical chamber diploma for sexual medicine together with 2 colleagues, it became clear to me that we needed not only a curriculum and training to educate healthcare professionals about sexual health, but that a university-level sexual medical education was sorely needed at medical and psychology universities. Additionally, as a general practitioner and as the president of the Austrian Academy for Sexual Medicine, I had long understood that the area of sexual medicine must be advanced as a whole, and I felt called to this work. Starting from a personally very difficult situation, I submitted a proposal to cost for our network 3 times, the first time in 2016. The evaluations I received were encouraging, so I didn't let myself be deterred or sidetracked. I maintained the vision of our network and continued to refine and improve it, until in 2018 the proposal was successful. At this point, I'd like to thank all those who stood by my side as secondary proposers throughout these 3 attempts. Thank you for your support. Ashley is smiling, she was one of these people, and many others, and your loyalty and for your belief in the vision of the network. The COST mission convinced me. COST provides networking opportunities for researchers and innovators in order to strengthen Europe's capacity to address scientific, technological, and societal challenges. The 3 strategic priorities are promoting and spreading excellence, fostering interdisciplinary research for breakthrough science, and empowering and retaining young researchers and innovators. These 3 priorities also stand as a beacon for our continued work in the ESMN organization. According to our ESMN mission statement declared in our Memorandum of Understanding, the main aim and objective of the action is to establish an international multidisciplinary network consisting of researchers, specialists, and professionals in sexual medicine. The fields include medicine, psychology, sociology, pedagogy, and other health sciences. The ESMN's overarching goal is to introduce and advance sexual medicine at every level of education and in clinical and public health research and practice. Our goals included bringing people together, working together, learning from each other, and we wanted to build a sense of community and a feeling of belonging. And we sought to build collaborations for other projects to get to know each other and foster new connections. We aim to strengthen education by helping young researchers interested in building networks get to know each other and get to know the seniors. We wanted to tackle the problem of isolation among the many sex researchers working alone in their universities with no access to large teams through meetings that foster belonging and collaboration. We were successful. We founded and created a network of COST member countries, cooperating member country Israel, international partner country Canada, and we now have 32 COST member countries and 186 working group participants. We have reached the majority of our original goals in terms of capacity building and research coordination. For capacity building, we have included participants from all major medical and health disciplines. We have stimulated new interdisciplinary research in sexual medicine, particularly by early career investigators. We have expanded through the inclusion of 18 inclusiveness target countries. We've partnered with 2 participants from your neighbor country, Lebanon. Faisal, wonderful that you're here. We've fostered a partner membership with South Africa, and it's so great that Faisal came from Lebanon and Anthony came from South Africa. We appreciate it really very much. Our working group members represent other countries beyond Europe, such as Uruguay. We just heard Maria in the cancer and sexual health group from Uruguay, and Chile. Finally, we are in contact with university policymakers and education specialists, and we are planning university visits this September. For research coordination, our working group 1 has exchanged and synthesized discipline-oriented research results and has identified mutual interests in fields related to basic issues of sexual medicine and sexual health, establishing a coherent scientific discourse on sexual medicine for further collaborative research. 10 fascinating videos were produced by Working Group 1 from these mutual interests and fields, which are available on the network website and on YouTube with subtitles in many different languages. Working Group 1 also has developed and is still developing, and this time finally in cooperation with Working Group 2, 3 and 4, and I'm sure and optimistic that will work this time, developing improved interdisciplinary conceptual frameworks, including concepts and definitions. Working Group 1 is also developing a consensus agenda for transdisciplinary cross-border research on sexual medicine. They are drafting a paper on research gaps in sexual health in Europe and beyond, and I'm sure we'll also get from Working Group 2 something like a research agenda. We'll speak with Eric later. From Working Group 1 and Working Group 2, our network participants have started joint interdisciplinary research. On the basis of ongoing joint research work, as well as discipline-oriented research, Working Group 3, Johannes, has provided with his group the outline for a basic modular curriculum on sexual medicine at the university level for undergraduate medical and psychology students. Working Group 3 is publishing an article, a model curriculum in sexual medicine for undergraduate education in Europe. And where is Carlo? Carlo, thank you for standing by Johannes, and you're doing a great job. Both, of course. Okay, so Working Group 3 has had 2 pilot training schools for this curriculum at Greil University and at the University of Tor Vergata in Rome. Working Group 4 has continuously worked on developing and implementing a communication strategy involving all relevant stakeholders. This strategy has included the website, a data bank, and printed materials. As a network, we have accomplished many and other impressive feats. As we saw in the presentations, we have built up 15 subgroups. The breadth of contents covered by these numerous groups reflects the transdisciplinary nature of sexual medicine, and we can see this range in our groups as a great success. And so far we had 6 STSMs, so students, missions in Germany, Canada, South Korea, the United Kingdom, and 2 in Sweden. And maybe, if money allows, there will be a 7th STSM taking place in Glasgow, budget permitting. In addition to the training schools in Riga and Rome, 2 other training schools were initiated, hosted in Portugal in 2020 and 2022, titled European Research Workshop in Sexual Medicine. We have supported valuable projects such as PS Priority Project. Also, Working Group 2 has produced several videos and podcasts which are available on our website and on YouTube. We've supported Eric's video animation about the dual control model of sexual response and Stephanie Both's animated video. I think it was originally planned to do it together with Ellen Lahn. 3D clitoris in neutral and sexually aroused state. In October 2021, the network gathered for a symposium in Salzburg, which led to a publication, the Book of Proceedings. I think in the box, exactly in the box, you still find these books. This event also was recorded and the videos are available on the website. Working Group 4 has set up the collection Sexual Health and Sexual Medicine on Open Research Europe, which will feature numerous publications produced within our network. A mini-MOOC project with the UNESCO Chair of Sexual Health is in progress, and this mini-MOOC will be sent to 145 universities as a positive trigger for our curriculum. Of course, we faced challenges along the way. We faced the pandemic and survived as a team despite all the hurdles we encountered. Despite the challenges of working exclusively online, despite the early transitional